Hi guys, I'm bopping in real quick to tell you some new things we'll talk about. I got some ideas from some of you guys that wanted to discuss overcoming fear, challenges, and maintaining healthy friendships, which I think is a good topic because sometimes we want to know about how to handle our relationships with our mates, our spouses. So it's good to hear people want to talk about how to maintain healthy friendships because friendships are hard to maintain. And they require a lot of work too. So that's a good topic. So I can't wait to discuss that with you guys. Somebody else want to talk about girl and guy codes in relationships, marriages, dating. What is the code? What's appropriate? What's inappropriate when dealing with relationships? What's acceptable? Basically, just standards and what you should and shouldn't do. So I think that'll be good as well. And then I had another person that wanted to talk about the essence of a woman. What's preventing us from receiving respect, honor, unconditional love, all the things we want in relationships? What's holding us back? And what's interesting to me is that we can really tie in owning it to a lot of these things because overcoming fear, a part of overcoming fear is owning that you're scared, owning that it's you holding yourself back. So that's a big thing. So again, I'm going to always tie owning it into something because really owning who you are and accepting yourself for who you are, flaws and all, and improving them to get to where you want to get in life is going to be a big deal. Even challenges in maintaining healthy friendships. Sometimes you have to own that the friendship isn't working anymore. Sometimes you have to own that, dang, maybe I'm not giving enough. Maybe I'm not giving enough of myself to my friendships and relationships to foster them, to make them grow and continue to be good. Maybe my friends aren't giving me what I need. I need a little fuel and I'm not getting it. It goes with friendships, relationships, family. It's all the same. You have to give. You have to give. You want to receive as well. Somebody has to feed your soul too. You can't give and run out of gas. You're not going to be able to give anymore. What is a healthy balance in giving and receiving? That's very, very important. As far as relationships, the guy and girl codes, again, it goes to your standards as well. And again, it does go back to ownership. Everything requires ownership and accepting who you are before you can give anything to any situation, any job. Anything you do in life is going to require you to know who you are, work on who you are, and just be proud of who you are. Accept yourself. It's hard. Soul searching is very, very hard. I'm still doing it. I have a lot of things I'm working on. And so I want you guys to know that too. We all are a work in progress. That's a part of being God-fearing. For me, everybody has different religions, but whoever your higher power or being and your source of existence, you have to take something from that and realize you're here for a reason, for a greater purpose. And am I living to my expectations? Am I doing right? Who am I? Am I where I want to be? So that's a part of everything in life. As far as the essence of a woman, I think this is going to be a great topic. So I'm hoping I can get live soon so you guys can really get some good feedback on that, because there are things preventing us. And again, owning who we are, accepting who we are, really sitting down and doing those pros and cons, because we do pros and cons for a lot of other people. And sometimes we need to do them for ourselves. What's the pros and cons of me in a relationship, in a friendship? When it comes to family, when it comes to giving, sometimes we have to do the hard work on ourselves. It's not always about doing pros and cons or figuring out who else did something wrong. Sometimes we have to point the finger back at ourselves and say, hey, me, how can I do better? What's my thing? What's good and bad about me? So sometimes that's a part of why we don't get the respect, honor, admiration, and the love that we want, is because we don't love ourselves enough all the time. And again, we can easily look in the mirror and say, oh, I love me, I love who I am, or I'm a good person. But sometimes you got to get down deep into the core of what's bothering you. And like I discussed earlier briefly on the ownership side, is that sometimes we have to dig into our past and figure out some things, some hurt, some issues that happen in our past or experience that may affect the way we love, the way we give, the way we receive love. Because it's one thing to give love and feel like you're giving, but are you taking in the love somebody else is giving you? Do you understand what real love is? Do you know how to let go when it's not what you're looking for? So sometimes we have to create those boundaries too for ourselves. And again, it's hard because I have my support system. I have my friends and family that talk to me because I go through things. I'm still going through something. So this is really going to help me just as well as it's going to help you, because it's open dialogue. This is not therapy. I'm not licensed. I'm just that girl next door talking to you and wanting feedback from you too, because we need to support each other. This is for women and men. And I want to hear some men's input on what they view in relationships and how they perceive things that we do that we could do better. You know, I know it's a lot of things we don't do that great that probably works their nerves. So there needs to be that kind of open dialogue. But I think these are some good discussions to have, because I think we all have fear, and there's nothing wrong with having fear, but sometimes we do have to jump out on a limb, so to speak. For me, I like talking, but I kept saying I'm gonna do a YouTube channel. I'm gonna do a YouTube channel. My fear sometimes is I cut myself off at the knees. I have an excuse, or I want it to be a certain way. I have this picture, and I do that in relationships with everything. I have this whole outlay of what I want, and sometimes it's not about that outlay. Sometimes you got to jump in and see where it takes you. Sometimes you have to live in the moment. So again, living in the moment, understanding what it takes. I'm a procrastinator, so I can't wait to talk about procrastination and overcoming fear, because I was that person, but I had to make myself do things. So if I wanted to make shirts, and I said it for years, oh, this is a good idea, talked about it, made logos and all of that, and guess what? It never happened, because I talk about all of these great things because I'm a talker. I'm inventive, I'm creative, so I have all these ideas in my head, but how can I get them out to the world? So it got to the point where I had to buy things for myself, buy the first part of the piece, you know, buy the machine. Once I bought the machine, oh my God, I need something else. I can't do the project without this. So then I was kind of stuck. I mean, I could have took it back, but for me, once I get into something, I'm in. So that was the thing for me. It wasn't really getting in the water, because once I get in, I'll make it happen, but it was taking that dive. It was just getting in there initially. Once I'm in there, I'm good. So I realized I had to kind of force myself to do stuff, which is crazy, but I'm not a risk taker, so I had to start trying a little more. So again, you have to learn who you are and what you don't do and what you have to kind of force yourself to do. Sometimes you got to go out on a limb and take a chance. And I think now with COVID and everything that's going on in life, and I always say it is too short anyway. You know, so every day you have breath, you're living, be happy, find something good in the day, find something that makes you smile, because guess what? It's a lot of people that didn't wake up. There's a lot of people that's not going to wake up tomorrow. So make every day your best day. And just try to do the best you can, and everything's not going to be happy or hunky-dory. I'm not happy all the time. I'm not. I have my negative moments, and I'm very optimistic, but we all have those moments. But you have to be grateful for what you have. And it took a long time for that for me too, because it was kind of like, oh, I should have this, I should have that. I learned to be grateful for what I had, because there are people that don't have what I have. And then things start blossoming for me. Can they be greater? Of course, but I'm learning to appreciate what I have. You know, because it's not about really having, it's about being happy and having certain things inside. So again, if it's something you want, I say go for it. What's the worst thing can happen? My mother used to always tell me that. What's the worst a person can tell you? You can ask them for something, and the worst a person can tell you is no. And guess what? Okay. But it might be a yes. A lot of no's turn into a final yes. So the reality of that is, you know, you never know what you're going to get, but a closed mouth don't get fed. That's my phrase too. I used to love that song, closed mouths don't get fed on this boulevard. I know that was random, but yeah, because closed mouths don't get fed. And a lot of times I keep my mouth closed and, you know, try to let stuff go, and I can't, because really a closed mouth don't get fed. You're not going to get what you want, and you still may not. But at least for me, I'm starting to learn that as long as I say it and let it out, I'm okay. Whether I got what I wanted out of it, I feel good that I said something or did something. So sometimes it's okay to jump on a limb. I'm not saying invest your whole life savings on something, on a dream, and go broke. Be smart about it, but try. Figure out the easiest steps you can do to start working on whatever it is you want to work on, because, you know, life is not guaranteed. It's not promised. So you do want to at least leave here and say, you know, feel, because you might not have a chance to say it, but feel like you've done something or made an impact on something or someone, because that's what's really important. And that's why I'm here. That's why I love talking to my friends and family and listening. And they think that they get on my nerves with talking, but it's actually very therapeutic for me too, because I go through things too. So hearing other viewpoints and people going through stuff, it makes you realize, okay, I'm not crazy. I'm not the only one going through it. You know, so this platform is for you to understand that you're not alone. It's other people going through stuff. It's other people with frustrations. Nobody's life is perfect. There's always room for improvement. It doesn't matter how much money you make, what you have. You can have a lot of money and be miserable on the inside. You can have a little money and be very, very happy. And people looking like, well, damn, why is she always happy? Why is he always so happy? Because it's not about that. It's about knowing who you are and what you bring to the table, what your goals are, what you're working on. If every day you're working on bettering yourself, is no greater gift. So I'm glad you're chiming in, and I just wanted to give you those topics. So again, overcoming fear and procrastination, challenges in maintaining healthy friendships, a give and take balance, girl and guy codes in relationships, what's acceptable, what's not, what's taboo, what works for you. And then, like I said, the essence of women, what's preventing women, and it could be men too, because some men aren't getting what they want. There's some men that are yearning for relationships and stability and happiness, and they just can't get it. So it's things we can work on, they can work on. So what's preventing us from getting those things? And even out of a relationship, what's preventing us from getting the job we want? What's preventing us from, traveling? What's preventing us from anything that's out there that we're looking for or we desire? Not always relationships. So this, even though we're going to talk about unconditional love and relationships, what is it that's preventing us or holding us back? And that can still tie into overcoming fear and procrastination too. So we will talk about that very, very soon. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. I love you, and have a blessed night. Bye.